Hey, I'm Katie with Panagrams and Digital HeatFX, and today I'm going to show you how to decorate this journal using Digital HeatFX, Laser Easy Peel Transfer Paper, and the OKI920WT White Toner Laser Printer. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do to create the transfer for this journal is pull up my artwork in any vector program. As you can see, I have two on a page here. If you have a smaller piece of artwork, you can even fit more on a page, but here too is our optimum quantity. So they're laid out, they are mirrored, and I am simply going to hit File Print to print my transfer. And then we are going to go over to the heat press to do the marrying step. My design has been printed on the clear A foil, and you can see that the back is coated with white. That is a good thing because it allows the density of the toner across the page to be even, allowing for an even transfer and a good application. You see the front is much brighter. That's what's going to show on your item you're putting it on. And I'm going to heat press it together. We call this marrying with this B paper. And it has a white opaque polymer on it that's going to stick to my A only where there's a design and only where there's toner. And that's what's going to make this a transfer rather than just a printed transparency. To complete the marrying step and make this transfer, I'm going to place my A foil with the printed side up. And I'm going to top it with the B paper, the coated side down. And cover with parchment paper. I'm going to press this at 275 for 120 seconds. 120 seconds has passed. I open my press, remove the parchment paper, and peel the B away from the A. I want to hold both hands low and do this in a slow, controlled motion. Alright, so now you can see the white opaque polymer on the B paper has applied to the toner on the A foil only where the design is. Now I can cut these apart and apply them to my journal. Because the thing we are applying a transfer to today is this journal, and it is not exactly cubic, it's not going to be super flat. What we want to do is have something above or beneath it, or ideally both, that can give a little bit so we get good contact with our transfer. So I've placed a folded t-shirt just right in half on my heat press first. Now I'm going to put my journal right on top. I'm going to put my transfer on, hopefully the correct direction. Cover this with parchment paper. And I'm going to put another folded t-shirt on top. What this is going to do is allow any little inconsistencies in that journal to be negated by the squishiness in each of the t-shirts. Just make sure that you're not covering anything with a seam, because that'll cause uneven pressure. Because I have these t-shirts and this is a very thick item, I'm going to start by pressing this at 275 for 40 seconds. And then I'm going to test and see if my transfer has adhered. The thicker your item, with the more covering you have, the longer you're going to have to do any sort of application process. I went ahead and pushed in my slide, my bottom platen, but this is a little bit thick, the two t-shirts plus the journal. So my heat press is not going to actually close and lock. So what I'm going to have to do is actually stand against it and just hold it down as hard as I can, and I'm going to count in my head because the timer's not going to work. And after 40 seconds, I'm going to open it. 40 seconds is up. I'm going to remove my t-shirt, remove my parchment, and put my journal off to the side to cool. I opened up this book to let it cool a little bit quicker. Now my transfer is completely cooled. So what I'm going to do to test to make sure that it adhered correctly and that I don't need to do the application for more time, I'm going to peel just a little corner up. And look, that didn't stick at all. So what's going to happen is I know that I need a little bit more time an increased pressure for this to stick on here. So I did 40 seconds last time, so now I'm going to increase to 50, and I might even increase my temperature a little bit because this is so thick and because I have so many layers in my heat press. This test is not something you have to do when you're printing on a standard item like a t-shirt, but when you're doing something especially that's oddly shaped or a different material than you're used to, it's always good to have an extra to do this test. Once you've learned your times and temperatures needed for application, you'll never have to do it again. This is my re-press transfer on my journal. Turned out I just needed a little bit more time in the press. I'm simply going to peel the foil away and place this back in the press covered with parchment for the finishing step. Place my journal back onto my single layer of t-shirt, but I want to get good solid heat on this, so I'm not going to put the t-shirt on top. I'm just going to cover with parchment, and again I'm going to have to hold my heat press closed because this is too thick. I'm going to do that for about 20 seconds. Once this comes out, I simply remove my parchment paper and I have my finished journal. Hey, this has been Katie with Panograms and Digital HeatFX, showing you how to make a custom printed journal using our very own Digital HeatFX Laser Easy Peel Transfer Paper. Don't forget to visit our website, DigitalHeatFX.com, for more videos, tips, and tricks.